I met a gypsy.
Well, the ratings are crazy good too. Did you get the email from Brennan and the team about like the ratings and stuff?
I did not get that. I got a note last week, so I'm waiting on the new
There's
new updated recap deck for the year
I
with
got
everything.
I actually got an email from Sean yesterday about the ratings. Let me just have like a little dig for it. Here it is. What's that?
Oh,
Yeah, there
we
you go. All right, they just posted 2 hours ago. They just posted it.
Speaking of technology,
Yeah, so 1.9 billion plus total minutes streamed for Peacock exclusive races. That's up 24% over last season. 502,000 viewers averaged across NBC USA Network and streaming simulcast across Peacock and NBC Sports. Again, up another 25%. Washougal Pro Motocross race on July 20 eclipsed 1 million viewers, most watched race since 2021.
That's a really impressive number there, because as you know, media numbers and viewership has gone down across every sport in the world. That's how it is. But to see that in Washougal, like, because that's usually not a big watched race, right?
Yeah.
And
I wonder why. I just wonder what
was it a featured race for some reason? I mean, everything's live. I mean, what made?
I wonder.
Oh, the airplane. They got stranded. Remember when we had Triumph and Star, we had Hayden and Jordan Smith and Jalek.
Had to take the private plane.
Because that's when Microsoft had the meltdown.
Was it that weekend?
It was that weekend.
Huh.
I remember because I'd gone out early. We went out a day before and we camped. And I didn't have any cell service, and I happened to come out of the hills to drive over to Washougal. My phone rings and it was Jalek. And he's like, "Hey, I'm in Atlanta." And I'm like,
"You should be at practice, homie."
I'm like, "Dude,
yeah.
I'm at Washougal." I go, "What's going on?" He goes, "Oh, this computer shut down." I'm like, "What computer?" And I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, see what's going on in the world. What did we just miss? And you heard about the whole Microsoft shutdown. And Jalek tipped my hands, and he's like, "I think Brian and Hayden are here." So I called Brian. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Let me call the track." And it was like all hands on board. And next thing you know, we're like, "Hey, Brian, they're racing whether you guys get here or not. Like, it's all hands on deck, bro. We gotta get a jet." Like I'm like, "Get the jet and we'll figure the money out later." Yeah. Like let's just make sure we're gonna get you guys here first of all. But so you think about all the social that day, everyone posting, championship on the line. Are they gonna make it? Maybe that's what fed into the storyline for that. Who knows? But like when you and I sitting here talking, like, why? What was Washougal so unique or different? It was like, we had like 5 guys we didn't know if we're gonna make it. To that race.
That is crazy, eh? But I mean, dude, that's like they're insane numbers. So yeah, Glendale was the top 5. So this is the top 5 most streamed races ever. Glendale, Daytona, 3 is A2 and A1, and then San Diego. Yeah, honestly, dude, like the sport is fully on the up. Like, I mean, I don't know if have you seen any of the decks that we've done, like
on your side?
Yeah,
no.
Bro, the numbers are fully ridiculous. Like every month we're getting nearly 1 million hours watched. 1 million hours watched. That's just YouTube.
What percent's international versus domestic?
The US is like 80%, bro.
Okay.
Like
I thought it might be lower because we are such a global
the US
sport, right?
Yeah. But I think like even if you add up all the views that we're getting on like all our platforms a month, it's like 30 mil. Every month.
No, as I said earlier,
crazy,
you have the best podcast out there, and the way your interviews, the way you structure these are so good. You're getting good information that the fans are clamoring for. Like it's just not the same old regurgitated racing stuff.
Well, we need. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate it. But I think my biggest philosophy in all this, and like the reason why the show is the way it is like. I'm a fan, and I want to be the kind of fan that can watch something dirt bike related every day. Like, this is my NFL. If you watch the NFL, you got receivers, you got the quarterbacks, you've got all of the podcasts, you've got all of the mic'd up from the NFL, you've got the vlogs, there's so much shoulder content that you never have to leave the NFL. When the season's on, bro, fucking let's go. Like, watch it 24 hours a day if you want to. And that's the kind of dirt bike guy I am. Like, I was the kid that grew up going on to Transworld Motocross every day. I'd literally get up first thing in the morning my whole life as a kid. Transworld, Racer X, Verb Moto every day. Just see what new videos was out. If there wasn't a new video, I'd watch an old video. And,
you're so lucky. I grew up waiting every week for Cycle News to show up in my mailbox. Then I'd read through Cycle News and I'd look at the race reports for all races all over the country and see the guys that I was racing against, how they were doing in their region. We didn't have cell phones then. And it was like, you would wait
for information
ever for ESPN2 to air a race from a month ago. Or I'll even date myself even more. I'd wait all year for the Carlsbad GP to be on ABC Wide World of Sports. That was my one chance a year to watch a motorcycle race on TV, and it was the Carlsbad GP.
So where was the disconnect then? Like, where did that stop? Why is the super, like, this is obviously awesome. Like, so this isn't a like a dig on where we're at now. But I remember same thing. Like, we would go to a friend's house on Sundays to watch a replay on ESPN. And that was it. That's all we got.
And that's all we look at. We just looked so forward to that. And that's the only chance we got to see these guys, how they rode.
Yeah.
Like, we're visual learners, right? It's like, for us to develop our skill set back then, it was just natural and just going for it.
But so when did the ESPNs leave? Why did they leave? Like, why no ABC? What, you know what I mean? Like, when did that split?
In my opinion, just kind of going back in my head, you think about the 80s, that was the mid 80s, the Bailey days,
RJ's,
Mark Barnett,
Stantons,
Mike Bell, Stanton, all those guys. That was my generation that I got to grow up with and idolize. And so you had it on ESPN, and then it seems like it went off air for a while.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? We lost it happened? There. Why? Who knows the why? And then it had to be a time buy, so Pace or whoever it was, Pace, SFX, Clear Channel, at the time would have to do a time buy, which was very expensive. They'd have to produce their own show. Then they'd have to sell their own show because the networks weren't buying motocross then. Like, they would spend all this money on golf. They'd spend all this money on the NFL, college football, NBA. And those are big rights fee deals, but we've never had that. And we still don't have that in the sport.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.